everything here. There we go. Cool. Alright. Find it a little interesting how I've been selected as a Protoss here, it seems, but okay. Wait, did an entire new season happen? Oh my god. I don't even know what the new maps are. Wow, I feel so out of date. This is really weird. So, now that I've got the game overlay up and ready, I can actually open up some extra tabs here to give some insight on exactly what's going on here. So, oh, okay, he's not talking to us. That's good. I don't think he's talking to us. My Spanish is very, very limited in scope. All right, so we will be, the team that Alpha is playing against today is TSØP, TSO/ and P. So lineups currently. It's going to be Vindicta versus Levon. It's going to be Mage versus Lasiba, Bio Ice versus Sagan, and Paco Mike versus Naro. Wait, what? Join Alpha 5483. I did. I thought. Oh. Oh, it's because I put a space in somehow, magically. I didn't realize that you can do that. Cool, so... you guys can look at some Spanish here, get some insider views of stuff that I can't understand. So how is the chat, fam? I guess me typing it in simultaneously means that I'm gonna get answers 2 minutes before you actually hear me ask the question, but yeah, that's I guess it's fine. But yeah, just to reiterate, our first match that we're going to be casting here is Vindicta versus Levon. It's going to be TVZ, Vindicta being the Terran, Levon being the Zerg. And unfortunately, this would be the point where I go all analytical and do a little bit of a metagame breakdown, things that have been going on recently in the matchup. But as you guys heard if you were with me when I opened up StarCraft, I haven't even been up to date when it comes to the map pool. Actually, here, let me check the map pool out. I just... You guys are gonna...
I can learn to understand.
Oh my god, Cortana, you are so loud. Okay, you guys get to listen to my reactions as I figure out what the new maps for this season look like. It's gonna be great. Just gonna open BNet. That probably shows the new maps, right? Still in the news. No? Wow. Alright, well, I'll look it up. Liquipedia's probably got it, right? What is this, season 2? probably. Alright, so the maps in the pool: Acropolis, Cyberforest, Kairos, King's Cove, New Repugnancy, Thunderbird, and Turbo Cruise. Alright, so Acropolis, Thunderbird, Turbo Cruise. Those are the 3 new maps. So, I'll take a look at them. Oh, it's got matchup ratings on here and everything. That's great. Wow, PVT. Protoss wins about 80% of the time on this map, according to statistics. That's kind of impressive. That's a very big number. TVZ apparently is straight up 50% with a sample size of 110, which I'm kind of impressed by. Let's look at the map that we're actually going to be on, though. So this is going to be a TVZ. Turbo Cruise. What the hell? The inhibitor zone generator is a neutral indestructible building that slows all units in its AoE? Really? That's a thing? I've never heard of this before. I'm so confused. The effect stacks multiplicatively with other slowing effects such as concussive shells, fungal growth, and time warp. Oh my god, the slow movement that would exist there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest. I don't know. I don't like when there's like stuff that is unique to maps that have effects like that are I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to it and I'm old school. But first impression is that I don't like that slowing ability there. So I take it those are the little circle things on this map here. Or here, I can turn on the display capture. There we go. So I'm assuming that's what these little circle things here are the slowing fields. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. I can imagine it being an interesting mechanic to work with, but it sounds very... Like, the places that they're in, like, in the middle, it kind of makes sense, but on the sides, it feels kind of arbitrary. So, there's no actual ramp at the natural, and it's a very small base, so I can imagine that, this looks like something that Protoss would like, as getting a natural, very quickly. So that's good. Is there anything else interesting about the map? Well, the 5-base setup is very easy to acquire for Terran in comparison to other maps. This base feels a little isolated, more so than most would be. But, maybe I'm imagining this map actually being smaller than it is. If this map is, like, a bigger scale than I think it is, then this map might actually be pretty difficult for Terran when it comes to getting a 4th base. Oh, whoa, I did not mean to zoom in there. Okay, well that's interesting. So the 3rd new map is Thunderbird. Are these mineral patches? What are those things? Those are mineral patches. The hell? Alright, I'm gonna read about this. Map features reduced mineral fields at certain locations that yield 5 minerals, allowing workers to clear them with one trip. Are they trying to encourage like 3 probe scout maneuvers or something? That sounds hilarious. Alright, so let's take a look at it again. So it looks like it's only in the middle. Oh, it's also up here and down here. This I do like. This kind of thing involves mechanics that already exist in the game. Wait, are these Vespine spots to harvest? Or oh no, those are just vents, aren't they? For vision. Yeah, because they're around the Zelnaga Tower, so those are just vents. This map would be a map I would love to play as a Zerg player. Because you got a very, very close third base. You've got a way to get a very easy to acquire fourth base as well. But honestly, I think it's kind of hard to evaluate just because of these weird mineral things. I think it's really cool. Oh, yeah. I guess I want to zoom in. As far as the map layout itself goes, you could probably slip small units through these central points. There's also rocks in the middle for no reason right here. Are those destructible? Are these rich Vespene geysers? Did they add those finally? That'd be cool. I don't know why. I'm really excited for this one now. Rich Vespines, I'm not as big of a fan of because it allows you to abuse cheeses in all sorts of weird ways. But I like the rich mineral patch idea to block, or not the rich mineral, but the mineral patch plan to block everything off in that kind of way. All right, so it looks like our players have loaded in now, so we'll swap that over. Or maybe not. We might have a slight problemo. Uno minuto. Por favor. Damn, we got a quiet chat going. We don't have any, like, conversations a-buzzing. Okay, hold on. I don't know what Mismo is. Jugador means player. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what Tienen is. Lineup is obviously. Preganta, I learned, does not mean pregnant. So. Although, for a while, I didn't know what the hell it could mean, but I'm assuming it means, like, to ask or a question or something. But, okay, we are getting in. Disaster averted. I just realized I didn't check what my graphic settings are. I hope that they're on medium. They should be. Oh no, we're on low graphics. Alright, well I'll fix this later, but at least the frame rate's gonna be real nice and smooth. Yeah, nice and smooth. For me. You guys are on 30 FPS because I stream at 30 FPS. But alright, so spawning in the bottom left-hand corner is our resident Terran here. From Alpha Gaming. It is Vindicta. I haven't actually streamed Vindicta before, so this will be interesting. Or casted Vindicta. I guess both are true. And in the top right-hand corner of the map, what is he listed on as Alpha? Alright, so the green Zerg. He's hailing as Loki here. Chilean Zerg player, going for a nice little expansion. It is Loki, or Levon, as it says. Levin? Levon? I don't know. That's what it says on the Alpha Team League. Alright, so, as mentioned just now, hatch first for the Zerg, so no super aggressive plans thus far from either player. We do see Vindicta going for Reaper Expand, it looks like. So, fairly ordinary games so far. Oh, I didn't get to see the slowing fields actually do anything. Wait. Why are these actually buildings? These are structures? Ugh. Gotta get in the way. That's gotta be annoying. They're on the rocks, too? Wait. I'm so confused. So many questions. Alright, that's okay. We'll throw in some background music. We'll turn those on later. Where's the sounds? Musique, la musique. There we go. That didn't really do much for the volume, but okay. So we do see that it was a Reaper expand, then he follows up with the Marine. This is to clear away any overlords, or just to make sure that there's no pesky Zerglings getting around doing annoying things, and then he's going to throw the reactor on that barracks right next to the factory to do a Hellion swap over, maybe some Widow Mines, but we'll find out, I suppose. This Reaper getting a little bit of scouting off, as it normally does. Also managed to get a Ling kill, which nowadays is a little bit of a treat. Ooh, he gets 2 Lings, too. This Reaper must feel very satisfied about itself. This is a very nice Reaper cliff, by the way. We also have the SCV from Vindicta scouting to see if there's a pocket 3rd base or a 4th base. You will see that there is a 3rd base, but in such a way that the Zerg is expanding in a straight line fashion, which is normal for Zergs. See this Overlord trying to get some scouting in. It will survive and manage to poke a little bit in the main, at least to see what the gas count is, which is better than nothing. And still nothing too exciting so far, from what I'm seeing. It's still 1 gas Zerg. He's only got 1 worker on the gas as well, so this is probably going to be a heavy Queen opening. And heavy Lings, maybe going for that Ling Hydra play into Ultras or what have you. Ooh! Alright, so we're going to see a Marauder Hellbat timing, I think. See Vindicta getting concussive shells, which is very indicative of getting some aggression out there. Normally you will not get concussive shells this early on before stim or combat shields, unless either you think that your opponent's roach rushing you or something, or if you're playing an attack yourself. Now, Levon doesn't know this. He sees that there's a tech lab researching something, but he doesn't know what is being researched here. The vast majority of the time, this is stim pack. So this will be a very big surprise. We do see here the double Hellion Reaper push out, just getting a little map control, maybe a drone or 2 if they can. And this SCV is going to try and get a scout in. As unsuccessful. Rip. Do we get to see these things go through the slowy machines? The inhibitor zone generators? Not quite yet. We just see a Viking here, just hunting overlords as well. It's nice to cancel out map vision and whatnot. Yeah, I can see how it slows them down. It's annoying. Right away.
Playing mini games.
Vindicta's almost completed his natural wall, which is nice, but whew, that's a lot of Hellbats, and there aren't many Marauders here, but 2 Marauders to slow down the Queens is it's pretty good. There's no Banelings so far. The Lings have absolutely gotten melted. These Queens here don't really have any backup, but Banelings finally have popped with the splits. Oh, the splits have worked pretty well so far for Vindicta. Looks like he's gonna at least... Wow. A lot of these Hellbats are really low. I don't know how much damage he can actually manage to do once he gets into the space. These Queens will not melt very easily to the Hellbats. Any Lings that'll get nearby are going to get absolutely toasted, roasted, whatever adjectives you want. I guess they're verbs. I don't know. Vindicta here is still managing to get 3 Hellbats in and do some damage. This medevac is out of energy and in the red, but he's going to try and at least pick off this Queen, which means that he'll have these drones basically for free. At this point, alright. Jeez, we see it's a lot of workers killed so far. We got 15 workers killed. I just realized we don't have the nameplates. It's Kind of important. Meanwhile, Vindicta's sending a Liberator over to the third base, getting a decent amount of drone kills so far. It's got a total of 4 kills overall. These drones not getting any mining time in, trying to run to every which way, each base, trying to survive. And Loki's actually sending a counterattack, and Vindicta has fully walled off, so this isn't going to be that big of a deal. He's going to have to run away. Jeez, this Liberator's getting a lot of work done. Killing a Queen as well. If we look at the unit counts, well, the units killed, 18 workers have been killed, so this is a fairly successful push, I would say. We do see, though, that Zergers also supply on workers, or behind on supply on workers. Sometimes, with these pushes, the Terran has to commit a lot of resources. If you can't hear the game sound, I can try and turn it up. It might be that I turned the in-game noises down a lot. Alright, Vindicta coming in here with a little bit of a follow-up harassment on the third base. Just double medevac, about 8-10 Marines. Alright, game sound. Got it. Into the all chat. Let him know. Yeah, these Marines are absolutely destroying. Totally. Alright. Whew. This is a lot of units that I haven't said names for in a while. Jeez, the APMs are insane. It's pretty good. So, let me change the... Wait, what am I doing? Alright, options. Swap to medium graphics here. So, actually, I can do this through OBS. That probably would make more sense. Listening to... Oh. Alright, let's just reboot real quick. Yeah. And switch the screens back over to what they're supposed to be. Hello. Frame rate looking still okay, I think. There we go. Where's sushi? Alright, so we got things reset. I'm gonna go to OBS here, make sure. It's kind of hard when it turns itself off. Wait. Hello? Oh my god, I'm silly. Turns out the media source has volume settings. I was really confused. Because I was seeing the settings for it and wondering what the hell was going on. And it's for my background stuff. Never mind. Alright. Also, I'm confused because it seems to have changed some other settings as well. Like, when I tab out, it stops making sounds entirely. There we go. turn the master volume up as well a little bit. There we go. I think that's okay, right? We all Gucci now. I have to re-rank myself. Feels so weird seeing nothing here. Once upon a time. Okay, so our next matchup here is going to be Mage versus Lasiba, which is going to be a PVZ this time. Not entirely sure on the map yet, but we'll get there in a moment. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the map is, I didn't catch it, I was tabbed out. I'll figure it out in a moment. Just trying to get some info on Mage, because I don't think I've casted Mage either. It seems like he's one of the newer additions on Alpha X. I can double check that, actually. Maybe he's been around for a while, I just haven't had the chance to cast him yet. Vindicta is a new addition. That would explain why I haven't casted him yet. Okay, so the map's going to be Cyber Forest. At least I know this map. For some reason, my computer's sound output is much different for me than it is for you guys on OBS. Here, let's turn the microphone a little bit towards me more, so you don't hear echoey background stuff. You also might hear some creaky noises or some thumbing around, because the microphone is on a very minimalist stand, but that's okay. Here we are. On Cyber Forest. So spawning at the bottom right-hand corner, in the blue trunks, as our Chinese Protoss from Alpha, it is Mage. And in the top left-hand corner, for TSØP, I'll figure out what that means. I gotta figure out what that means. Chilean Zerg, in the red, it is Lasiba, Elsiba. We see here Mage walling off on the low ground, which is not entirely uncommon. Some Protosses in general will like to put their first gateway up here, but on a map as cozy as Cyber Forest, I can understand the buildings on the low ground, because you can wall off right here with just 2 buildings. It's very nice. And Lasiva is going to go for a hatch gas pool, probably. I wouldn't... Yeah, I expect to see the pool right about now. There we go. Just for the probe to see. We see Mage here keeping 2 workers on the gas. Oh, he's got a 3rd rallied. We're good. Never mind. So just the 1 gate expands. Nexus before Cybercore. Fairly economic opening. And yeah, so we won't see too much probably in on the Zerg side of the field here. At least not yet. When it comes to something interesting or more aggressive, if something does pop up, we'll see it in the production tab. But the Protoss here is probably going to be the one that has some interesting ideas coming up. Do you see the second gas coming down? Which isn't uncommon either. Most openings require 2 to 3 Vespene Geysers. For Protoss. Alright, Cybercore's finishing up. We got Adept being chronoed out. Probably just for scouting. Sometimes you get a second Adept as well, but one Adept is fine for scouting. If you get a pair of Adepts, then you can shade both of them in, one-shot a drone. You have to make sure they fire at the same time, because drones will heal immediately by 1 health point. Alright, so Lasiva's poising to get a 3rd base. There we go. It's fairly standard. It's what, 30 supply? Yeah. So Mage is going to go for a Stargate opening. Only on 2 Vespene Geysers, so it looks like he's probably going to be going for Phoenix Adept. Could go for an Oracle as well, I suppose. He does have the gas for it. What do we get out here? Could be 1 Oracle, 1 Phoenix, and then he just calls it good there. Oh, geez. Okay. So, I was slacking off on looking at the production tab here. Production tab is telling a bit of a story. We got a bit of a Ling Bane timing, and he's probably going to try and bust this, and Mage must have seen this somewhere. Where did he see it? Oh, he had a probe or something that died, I'm assuming, that I didn't catch. But, yeah, this wall is going to be very difficult to bust. It is possible that Lasiva tries to bust the Cybercore. That's never a fun time, but we do see here the Oracle for Mage. It's going to thwart this attack, I would say, because you could target fire the Banelings that would come in, and not a whole lot can be done about that. And Mage is going to go for a Robo, just go for a safer, more solid opening to counteract this aggressive Ling Bane style that Lasiva's trying to throw at him. Mage is also producing a Phoenix here, just to poke away at the Overlords. That's fairly common nowadays as well. They used to not be common at all. You used to just see like 1 or 2 Oracles, no Phoenix at all. After that, you just let the Stargate that just sit there. Ooh, these are going to be really nice, juicy pickoffs for this Oracle. Even if he's not getting drones, at least these Banelings are 75 minerals and 25 gas that got wasted. Especially since they haven't done anything. Alright. Phoenix has already killed 1 Overlord. It's going to go get a second. And a little bit of a supply cap here. We got compensation of 4 Overlords in the production tab. And, but that's still not good for Lasiva. So, 2 gateways are in the production tab for Mage, we see here. And a Robo Bay. Ooh. I imagine this is for Colossi because he saw a very Ling-centric build. But I'm not sure. We do see 2 gateways finishing up here as well, so this could be just some 3-gate Robo macro play. Yeah, we see the Nexus coming down, so nothing too all-in-y, just something for to pressure the Zerg, because leaving the Zerg alone makes many, many bad, horrible things happen to not Zergs. Yeah, so we see extended Thermal Lance and some observers being chronoed out. Makes sense to me. We also see Forge coming out. I forget what upgrade you're supposed to get for Protoss in a PvZ in general. I forget if it's attack or armor. I mean, we'll see in a second, obviously, but I'm pretty sure it's armor. Especially when you have AoE, like Colossi, but I could be wrong. Also, armor benefits Zealots a lot, and Adepts, I suppose, because the Adepts don't really benefit too much from an attack upgrade, except for... Oh wait, yeah, they one-shot drones and Lings that way instead of two-shotting them. Yeah, so the attack makes sense if he's going to go for an Adept-centric build. Probes transferring over to the third base. Meanwhile, over in Lasiva land, we don't see a fourth base at all, and it's almost the 7-minute mark, which does imply that he's looking to put on some damage and some pain and hurting and make some Protoss bits fly all over the place sometime soon. Oh, I didn't see that observer. That's a sneaky observer. I don't think he sees it either. Lasiva. Oh, okay. He does manage to see it. Does spot it out. And this is why the Stargate opening is considered one of the better openings for Protoss. Just having this one Oracle, if it manages to stay alive after its initial harassment or two, can just be really, really annoying. Just popping into a base, maybe trying to get some information off. If it runs into the army, you can, Revelation on it, and it'll track those units for a while, so you can figure out if there's an army coming your way or not. Makes you feel a lot safer knowing that. And these stasis wards are extremely good for defensive positioning and whatnot, especially against, say, a Zerg player, where your power units, you don't have any particular powerful units, you just have a lot of a composition, and taking away a bunch of those units from that composition makes the rest of the army a lot weaker, no matter what those units might be. And it doesn't matter that the stasis ward brings them back later, because once you're done with the active part of the army, you can just shoot the frozen part of the army that just got reactivated. Jeez. More overlords being destroyed. And, yeah, we see overlords weren't really on the priority list here. It's going to take a little bit. Ooh, where's this dropper lord coming into play? It's right here. Alright, so we might see some cute microplays going on. Oh, never mind. Somebody check the forecast. I feel a storm's coming. But it might be a little late, because we see here, nice hallucinated colossi here, trying to soak up as much damage as possible for these banelings. Banelings going off on said hallucinations. But they do get some decent shots off on the Zealots. We see here the Hydralisks getting on top of the Colossi. This is a little bit of a bad engagement for Mage, considering that the army got split up in two different positions when he had to fall back. He does still have the core sentries, and he has one Colossus and an Immortal still alive, thankfully. So that wasn't the worst engagement for him, but that was definitely not a favorable one, I would say. Okay, now this is what I want to see. This is what I'm interested in. I want to see something happen with those. I'm gonna be very excited. I do like still seeing Ling Bane being used. Hydralisks, I never was really a fan of Hydras, like, unless it was a Roach Hydra composition. Just as a Zerg player, it's kind of, I don't know why, it never really resonated with me, but Ling Bane is, like, one of my favorite styles to play. I'm generally not very good at it, but it's so rewarding to me. Alright, so good map vision from Lasiva, recognizing that there's a Zealot run by coming in. So Mainlings do end up going off on these Zealots, which isn't ideal, but he's got plenty of them. That's okay. That's what they're there for. He'll make more. And no drone casualties is something that's absolutely critical. He does not want to be spending his larva on drones right now, especially with a larva heavy army that is Ling Bane. Alright, well, it looks like he's going to be putting on some hurt in here. Storm just finished for Mage, and he did manage to force field off the rest of this army so that these High Templars can get a little bit more energy, finish all of this off. I don't know about that Storm necessarily. This Storm was pretty good as far as packing a punch. But we do see here Lasiva just going around that army. It's got a decent concave on the third base, and oh my god, that's not zooming in. There we go, zoomed in. 20 probes gone. That is a lot of pain that the Protoss just experienced. Yeah, now Lasiva just needs to make sure that he stays alive at this point. If he can take care of this army, then that is amazing, and he just straight up wins the game. If he can't, though, this Protoss army will absolutely destroy him if he doesn't have proper reinforcements. Alright, here we go. Ling's not necessarily a great unit in this composition, and the Banelings don't really work so well against the Colossi and the Immortals in themselves. Yeah, he needs to pull back for sure. This army is a very scary one indeed. Run away! You see here a little bit of a Hydra contingency force, probably just remnants of the original army that was thrown on the front lines about a minute ago. Trying to get as much damage done as possible. And I'd say that there's a fair amount of workers that were killed there. I'd say that was a successful attack, especially since there's no counterattack from Mage. He doesn't feel confident enough to go across the map and do some damage of his own. So the worker deficit of 11 is going to be pretty painful, especially for Protoss, because he's going to have to try and bank up his resources at some point. His gas bank is kind of low. But he doesn't have a mineral bank at all, which means that his Zealot warp bins are not going to be very good. These Zealots are not expendable, or as expendable as they ordinarily would be. I do like seeing the Corruptors here from Lasiva. That's pretty old school. You don't normally see Corruptors as much anymore against the Colossus-styled play, but then again, Colossi haven't really been too much of a thing since the range got nerfed in HOTS. They're finally starting to come back now that the range is back, to a fair degree. Yeah. Alright, so Mage is going to come in here with another attack. He does have 4 Colossi and a fair amount of Archons here. That's a lot of Archons, actually. And the Hydras are stuck at the ramp. They get stormed. That was a solid storm. You do see here there's a few Queens, but they can't heal the Hydralisks in time. And, oh boy, all the Archons got wiped out. These Colossi are starting to go down. These Corruptors putting in a lot of work here. These 2 Archons finally finishing morphing so they can be a decent tank for the rest of this army. That was a solid hold from Lasiva. I would not imagine him actually holding that. Or, I could not imagine myself holding that against an army with 4 Colossi and what was that, like 7 Archons? Something ridiculous like that. And he only has +1 attack on his Hydralisks. Alright, we do see here some Zerglings coming in to try and do a little bit of a harassment. Do manage to catch a Zealot and scout out this 4th base. Or this 5th base, rather. You see here the 4th base all happy and sound now. But Lasiva's not really ready to stop fighting yet. He's on 4 bases himself. He's actually down a base from the Protoss, so he does need to make sure that he keeps packing damage. Punching some Protoss face. Alright, so he's going to try and take care of this 5th base. Lasiva is. Mage is relatively in position here. These Overseers will scout out that there are a lot of angry High Templars, Stalkers, and Mascot Colossus there. Alright, not the best time to be lagging, unfortunately, for him, but there we go. Those are solid storms, pushing the Hydralisks away, letting the Zealots come to the front of the army. And there are not a lot of Banelings here anymore, so these Zealots can do a fair amount of tanking before anything's actually in danger from these Hydralisks. Alright, now this is going to be a difficult one to bust in through for Lasiva. He's going to try and fight for it anyways. He is actually getting a lot of damage done on the Stalkers, because the Zealots were still warping in. However, this one Colossus surviving is putting in a lot of damage. We see here 33 kills on it. It's kind of an MVP here. Yeah, I think Lasiva needs to pull back here at this point. There's going to be a lot of damage that's going to be dealt to these Zealots, which is going to be great for him, but he's losing gas units at the same time. And he is, as mentioned previously, 1 base down. He needs to pull back and regroup with a few units. Which, I suppose technically he did there. Jeez. These Queens have actually done a lot of work doing transfusions and tanking themselves, which is pretty good. And, there's only 2 shield batteries that have been here this entire time, and one has been sapped completely. The other one's only half energy. That Colossus finally goes down. Wow, Mage actually got broken here. These probes are going to try and run to the 5th base, but that's a little bit of... it's a futile attempt. Damn. Run away! Those poor probes. Yeah, so Mage is, again, going to be down... Or, well, he's going to be... he lost about 20 workers once again from that push. And if we look at the workers tab, it's 40 to 65, basically. So he's 15 worker deficit, which is a massive blow to your economy. That forces you to sink your chrono boosts into probe production, which is never something that a Protoss wants to be prioritizing this late into the game. And Lasima's not done. He's going to keep doing some hurting. You see here, there's a few High Templar, but there's not necessarily enough to do some decent storms here. Oh, and they even try and land on the High Templars, those Banelings. We do have one Colossus, but at this point, the Colossus count has dwindled massively. Yeah, so Mage is going to get broken here. GG, we get the tie. 1-1. Whoa, what the hell is that? What the hell happened to Stetman? Are you all Zergy now? Is that you, Stetman? What the hell? I have several questions. Alright, we're gonna... Those are very loud noises. Wow, that is Stetman. What happened to you, man? What'd they do to you? Do they explain what happens to him in the campaign? Because I've never actually played the campaign, in all honesty. What units do you have? Mecha Zergling. Oh, so he's basically just... He's kind of like a Stukov, almost. Except mech. He's a mechy Stukov. Infested Diamondback. Infested Siege Tank. Infested Banshee. Just as infested everything. Oh, that's great. I love it. Meanwhile, Stetman here is Mecha Everything Zerg. Okay. Can deploy satellites which grant passive Stet Zone creative enhancements. Structures that unlock units are limited to 1. Mech larva spawn at an increased rate. Oh, that would be good. So larva injects, kind of. E-Governor G. The hell? Sounds very bizarre. Alright, well, anyways. Our third game is getting loaded up. It's Biowise versus Sagan. Oh, that's right. I was going to check what their name actually is. Let's see. South American teams. Are they not on the major list of South American? Oh, no, they're here. Okay. Found them. Alright, so it looks like it's a fully Chilean team, save for one Trilobit. Hailing from Mexico. Alright, well this doesn't unfortunately help me understand how I'm supposed to pronounce the name. Oh well. I also don't know why the overlay didn't change. I pressed the button. There we go. Alright, just wanted to make sure. Triple checking. There we go. Alright. Oh, we already started the game. I was really confused for a moment because the music just cut out straight away. Alright, so, Game 3, Bioways versus Sagan, ZVP. So, same matchup, just the representatives of each race have swapped sides. Basically. So, let's get the actual overlay up. I'm going to make sure that it actually swapped correctly. And it didn't. Go figure. Okay. Fixed it. We're good. So, I keep introducing the alpha players first. So, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner as our Chilean Protoss in the purple. From TSØP, it is Sagan. Spawning in the top right-hand corner as our pink Zerg. I've casted this guy before. I know who he is. He's our happy little Canadian Zerg. Does he still have the handlebar mustache? That'd be cool. It's Bioways. I think he had a handlebar mustache at one point. I might be mistaken. Alright, so New Repugnancy is also a map that I recognize, so thankfully I'll be able to provide a non-zero amount of analysis in that regard. Oh, we got the cool Terran music too. Alright, so Bioways going for a hatch first. Sagan's going for low grounds. Gateway, gas, probably a Nexus before Cybercore, but the probe hasn't gone down there yet, so we'll have to find out. Assuming that there's, 370 minerals banked up, this is probably a Nexus. Yeah, there we go. And probe being a little annoying, just, bluffing cannons, doing Protoss things, yeah. It's always annoying as a Zerg to see when there's a probe lingering behind your natural and it's not actually planning on doing anything evil. It's just pretending like it is. So, the probe is going to get a scout off. Meanwhile, Bioways actually did a pretty efficient thing there with the 3 drone pull-off. He sent one back home, so that one was kind of a waste. Second one was to confirm scouting down here, and the third one was just to... Or no, sorry. The second one was to chase the probe. The third one was just to go straight to the third base. Which is fair. That works pretty well. And Sega's going to go for the Stargate opening, which, once again, as mentioned last game, is kind of the bread and butter of Protoss versus Zerg right now. Or maybe even versus any matchup, I dare say. Maybe not PvP, but... it's generally a pretty safe opening versus the Zerg, because you get one Phoenix to poke away all the Overlord vision, and the Oracle for utility during the entire game. Bioways not mining any gas right now. See him just queening and droning. With some lings along the way, just for some scouting information. And Sagan's got his Adept coming in here. Doing its own scouting. Ooh, and we see a probe coming down here for Sagan. Oh wait, I can just do the follow control key. Right. What do you plan on doing over here? It could be that he's just planting pylons for a later engagement, but given that this is the 320 point, like, this is his third pylon, I wouldn't be surprised if this is for some sneaky tech, like Twilight. It could be a robo, too, because it is somewhat close to the third base. Not sure. Alright, well, he does do an in-base robo, so this probe is probably just for later game scouting. Confirm the fourth base is where it's supposed to be. Or that it's there, rather. Things of that nature. Maybe to put a proxy pylon up here later. But nothing just yet. For now, he gets to, be like Wally. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, he gets to look at all the scrap in Wally fashion and just kind of like sort through it and collect whatever he wants and then bring it back to his little base. Alright, so Oracle comes in here. It's one kill that was given. It's just one drone. Not a big deal. It's always annoying, of course, but certainly not the end of the world. Alright, so we see here this pylon. Ah, it's for some gateways. I see, okay. I said some, not four. Okay. The Mad Lad. So this is going to be a 7-gate charge lot all in. Wow, okay. Oh, 9-gate charge lot all in. No, sorry, 7. Wait, 8. No, 9. That is 9 gates. I'm reading that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. 10 gateways. What the hell? Okay. Meanwhile, BioWice is actually sending a ton of lings across the map, so this is going to be somewhat interesting. He's also getting melee upgrades, and those are almost finished, so these lings are going to be putting in some hurting, but I don't think they're expecting to come across this. Whatever this is. I don't know. Little probe, buddy. I thought you were just collecting like scraps or rocks or something. I did not think that this is what you were doing. You sinister being. Yeah. I think BioIce has a little bit of a clue of what's going on now. Just a hunch. And he does have the Baneling Nest. It is at the 3rd base, so it has the potential to die soon. And this Oracle's really annoying as well. Just poking the queens and whatnot. Alright, BioIce has 6 Banelings here. Do they do anything useful? He doesn't even need them, actually. Never mind. We see here a follow-up warp in from the pocket 3rd location going into the natural of BioIce. He has so many speedlings that I don't think it really matters, and the queen count is high enough where they can just keep transfusing each other and just survive on their own. That was a very, very simple hold-off from BioIce. He made that look easy. Like, that looked like some 5-gate charge lot harassment of some kind. Like, that did not look like this. Where are you going now? What's a sketchy name? What's the name of a lot of villains? This is gonna be, I don't know. I gotta think of a name. I'll come up with one. So Sagan's going to try and transition to the best of visibility. That was a lot of investment going into that. We do see here that the resources lost is actually somewhat even, but at the same time, there was a lot of corner cutting from Sagan, and he doesn't have a 3rd base established at all. Oh, poor little probe. After he made all of this, he's no more. Oh boy. He's still reinforcing things over here. He's gonna wait until this army's out of position, actually. This is a very scary push, by the way. Like, that's a lot of Zerglings, and this Baneling force might be able to bust in if... Yeah, because there's no sentry here. If Sagan doesn't realize what's going on, then he might get busted. But at the same time, that's a lot of stuff on the other side of the map here. So BioIce actually pulls all of his army back. The rush distance on this map isn't that big, so it's pretty fine for him. And these sentries getting surrounded by the Zerglings, force fielding themselves off in a desperate attempt to survive. And these Zealots not actually going to get very much done economically either. So that's kind of a flop. I don't know if Sagan really has a whole lot of footing here for the late game. He keeps trying to just throw in Zealot rounds, but this heavy speedling count with the +1 upgrades, with the Baneling reinforcements and some Hydras as well, this makes it very difficult for these Zealots to do anything. And the Zerglings even know what's going on, and they're gonna, you know, try and fix this this problem over here. This Protoss infestation. Alright. So we do see here the ability to make 3 Archons for Sagan. But, Yeah, his production is getting camped out at this point. That's not fun. We see here 2 Archons aren't even morphed. Yeah, GG, BioIce takes it. Made that look like it was nothing. Nothing. Alright, so currently the score is 2-1. Oh, I haven't been updating the scoreboard. I'll make sure to do that next time. Just looking back on the stream, 2 minutes in the past, I forget how much I box units when I'm talking. Just compulsively. Even though I'm observing. It's just literally like a box, 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 box. It's not really easy to explain when I just have a mouse and no way to box things. But yeah. My sentence structure is a lot more rudimentary than it normally is when I'm doing casting. Like, normally I'm able to just make a ton of nice, unique words flow together when I'm shoutcasting. But, I seem to have slowed down a little bit from my month or so off. Alright, so this next match is going to be on Acropolis, and it's going to be Paco Mike versus Naro. This be pretty good, I feel like. We do have both of those players in the party at the moment. We just need to get the map all set up, and we'll see what happens. So, in the event that we do go to our ace match, it is going to be on Thunderbird as well. So we're going to hit the 3rd new map. So that'll be kind of cool to see. Oh, I need coffee. Blah, 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 blah. That'd be a plot twist. Just have the two representatives fight each other. Level 5 Terran Sushi. Come on, man. You're 50 level Protoss, too. I gotta be like that, man. Why am I looking at his achievements? Alright. Looks like everyone's set to go.